Hey, how's it going everyone? It is Drago, and we're back with another chapter of Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest, chapter 189, Dragon's Banquet. The cover page is once again continuing the trend of these dragonized covers, and this time we have Annie. Honestly, for me, I think her non-dragonized form had more dragon stuff going for it, particularly like her arms looked more scaly than the regular dragonized form now. I mean, obviously the tail is the big difference, but I think this is the least dragonized version that we've gotten. So we pick up the chapter with Juvia's win over Gate, and just like the other demons of the Demon Sais, he also turns into a book. Absolutely love that when this fight is over, Juvia's immediately back to gray mode. Like, she's like, trivialities aside, where is gray? And I love the expression that she's making in this panel. It's super cute. And meanwhile, Melody is just like, girl, you are absolutely insane. As Juvia is thinking about Gray and is he alright, that's when we actually cut over to Gray and Team Fairy Tale and their fight. And actually, before you even get their fight happening really at all, the sky above them starts cracking, which honestly I kind of thought was going to be like Actinologia and like the time-space stuff from the Alvarez arc. But this did actually have to do with Ferris, because Ferris did come out of it, along with Bestia. And when some of the Fire and Flames members say that name, that's when, Happy and Natsu are like, oh, dude, that's the lady they talked about. I gotta eat her flames. I actually kind of love how excited Natsu is to get flames from this person. Honestly, you don't even really get much of a chance for them to even interact with them or Ferris at all, because they just straight up book it out of there. And I love that Natsu is just completely like, hey, wait, come back. I was supposed to take your flames. Come on. That's also when Wed tries to sneak attack Natsu, which I actually quite love this silhouetted frame where he's like slicing him with his sword. And it's kind of a very fun callback to a few times when people have tried to use swords on Natsu, to where he just heats his body up so much to where it just melts the sword outright. You gotta love that Natsu's so confident to do that, because what if it was the one time he like went against like a heat resistant blade and he actually got sliced? But I absolutely love it when Natsu does this, to where he just melts blades, and he is so excited about it too. Like, it's just such a cool thing. It seems like this is a rare time that Natsu's getting quite sick of these Fire and Flame members, to where he just starts heating up the area around him, kind of letting off his magic power, kind of similar to Gildart's. So much so that this is a rare time that he actually burns everyone's clothes, not just the enemy side, also his teammates. I love that Urza doesn't even point out that she lost her clothes, but Lucy gets hers pointed out, and I love that Gray's freaking out that he lost his, but then Wendy's just like, Gray, you were already naked. And Natsu really isn't impressed with these Fire and Flames members, because he's like, some dragons you guys turned out to be, and he just does I'm going to assume a Fire Dragon Roar, because that is a very big attack there. And when he finishes up with that, he's like, that's a real power of a dragon right there. Like, you guys can't stack up to that. You really don't get to see the aftermath of that, because we cut back over to Aldoron and Selen trying to take him on, which is one of the rare times we actually get a dragon fight in the series, which immediately gets thrown out the window because Selene gets grabbed by Aldoron's vines or trees, and she just reverts back to her human form, so it's not really a dragon form v dragon form fight, but it eventually boils down to both fighting in their humanoid forms. I think it's kind of cool that Selene is like trapped. She's using her portals to like block the attacks that Aldoron is throwing at her, to where she eventually puts herself through a portal and like appears behind him. Such a cool move. I really like that. And then she also like roundhouse kicks him, which then gets followed up by like freaking palming him. But like that causes quite a bit of explosive damage. Like, oh my gosh, just their not even fully touching each other causes a giant explosion. I like that Aldoron, it takes this long for him to finally like, you really want to fight dragon to dragon? Like, You really want this? And Selen is just like, this is the final evening for us dragons. It's been 400 years in the making. It's time for us to die. Which is where we cut over to Gajeel's fight against Zero. And I like that he's hyping up Gajeel's stats here, because he's like, you know, you were like the right-hand man to Jose and Phantom Lord, but then you cashed it out to go to Fairy Tail? Like, what are you doing, man? Also, is this like the first time that someone has tried to refer to Jose as Gajeel's dad? Because literally Zero says, why are you not showing him respect? You have resentment instead of gratitude for him. Like, dude, he's your guild master. He's not your dad. I do like that Gajeel seems to not care about Jose either, because he's like, Jose was cramping my style, saying that the only person that he thinks of as his dad is Master Makarov, which is quite sad for Metallicana. He's crying alone in the corner. With that, it is the end of this chapter, so my thoughts. Honestly, I would have loved if this chapter just only focused on Gajeel to just get that section done. Then we go maybe to the Team Fairy Tail stuff or Selene and do her fight. It was a bit over the place, but I am kind of glad that it seems like at least we're going to go back to focusing on Gajeel's fight. I mean, I definitely do like getting a little bit of a check-in with everyone. I actually really love the stuff with like Natsu this chapter. I love the blade thing. Super duper cool. And honestly cool that Gajeel kind of grew up even more to say Makarov is like his dad now, which is definitely more of a growing up moment for Gajeel, because I doubt he would have ever thought that he would respect Makarov that much in his life, especially when he was fighting him in Phantom. And I'm sure this isn't going to be the only time that Phantom Lord gets brought up, because freaking Zero keeps talking about it. He keeps hyping up them Phantom Lord stats. So I'm sure Phantom Lord will be brought up again in some aspect. And also it'd be kind of cool if in some way, some form, somehow, that you kind of bring it back to where like when Gajeel was fighting Rogue, to where he was like, you know, I'm in Fairy Tail now, but like when I was in Phantom, I was scary, and he brings back the scary side. That'd be kind of cool. And especially since Zero seems to really want to bring that up, especially since it seems like he actually kind of respected Gajeel, or like knew him in like name. So the chapter was a little bit all over the place. You didn't really get any finishing of any fights, but you did get a little continuations here and there. Otherwise, what are your guys' thoughts? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Drago, signing out.